this. Okay, so we start recording now. So today what we're going to do is we're going to obviously help you with macros, okay, how to actually calculate these yourself. Don't worry if you don't understand it now on the live. You can always watch back and understand the principles behind it, all right? So
Yeah.
Nat, for you to be on this challenge, you've actually got to either exercise or put an effort into eating well. All of what you can.
Oh, I do exercise. I exercise every day.
Oh, do you? Okay, awesome. All right,
Yeah,
what are you doing with your training?
Hey?
What are you doing with your training? What's exercise for you at the moment?
Walking. Just walking. That's all I can do. The weather's shit in Mackay, so there's not much I can really do.
Yeah. Yep. So in the files section in the group, you've got the body program.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do that indoors. So that's also there for you if you want it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm not going to tell you how to do this challenge. It's completely independent. My role here is just to help guide you. Obviously, everyone's got different lifestyles and different commitments and stuff like that, but the resources are all there if you wish to use them and maximize this challenge for what it's worth. Yeah. All right, Margie, how are you? Margie, we got volume. Can you unmute yourself there? There should be a little button there.
Yeah, sorry, babe.
Awesome.
Is that better?
Yep. So how's the week going?
Good.
Cool. All right. So what have you done for this week in terms of the challenge?
I go to the gym about 4 times a week.
Yep.
I do weights. I'm trying to do weights. I'm trying to get my muscles.
Yep.
I do treadmill, what else? The bike, and that's it.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. And I do have a lot of problem with eating as well. So.
Yeah. So what's the biggest problem for you, do you think, at the moment? Would it be
I don't like food.
What's that?
I've always been I've had problems with food since I was a kid.
Yep.
I go the whole day with eating, and then I'll probably just have a sandwich, and that's it for the whole day.
Yep. Are you just not hungry?
Not hungry, no.
Yep. All right, cool. So obviously, like, the body has the ability to fast over a number of hours as well. But what it does is that people who tend to undereat are generally the ones that struggle to lose weight and tend to be overweight. So that's a problem. So what we have with nutrition is the thermic effect of food, okay? So basically, the body requires calories in order to burn calories. So it's like a car. Without petrol, food, the car doesn't go, okay? And that's how you got to kind of think about it. So if you're looking at losing weight, even to digest food, it requires a number of calories, and there's a calculation around that. Won't get into it, but we do need a percentage there to even make it worth your while. All right. But it's good that you're doing weights, because if you're doing are you doing a program, or are you just kind of going in and just doing
it myself?
Just
yourself? Just for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been fit, so like I said, I used to be a cross-country runner, and I used to play sports and all that. So I've always been fit. So yeah, but I do have a problem with eating, and I know I have to change.
Yep. All right.
I'm willing to change. So.
Yep. So with if you want, it's there for you again. There's a dumbbell program in the files section in the Facebook group.
Yep.
Take that. It's a 6-week program, and it's all. It covers progression. So the problem with, I guess, training weights but not really following a program is that the muscle responds best to a consistent stimulus over time. And the way we control that is through progression, okay? So if you don't track your numbers and you don't particularly know where you're at with your numbers week to week, or we're not training that muscle through a particular stimulus or repetition, you're not really going to change and grow. There's people that can go to the gym I've got a mate of mine who trains 6 days a week, doesn't follow a program, and doesn't change. His body never changes, and then uses steroids on top to try and enhance the result. And I still look better than him naturally. Okay. So programming, do not underestimate the power of a program, whether that be nutrition or whether that be with your training. There is science behind it and it works for a reason. All right. So if you're going to invest your time there, you might as well invest your time wisely. All right. It does take time. It is time consuming. All right, cool. Steph, how's your week been?
My week's been great. I've lost 2.5 kilos so far.
Yep, awesome.
I've been doing body pump class at the gym.
Yep.
Every day. I've been taking my Kyani products. I feel great. I'm useless on this app. I tracked it for 2 days and then I just stopped doing it because it's just, I just don't know how to use it properly, to be honest. I still don't. And I'm not really a good tracker, like being on my phone every time, putting things in. So I'm pretty useless at that.
All right. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. Now, you don't have to do this, but I want you guys to get the best out of this experience as possible. And in order to do that, we've got to do things that you're not normally doing or comfortable with, for that matter. So this challenge should stretch you and it does require work. All right. So I'm going to just quickly write down the principles around nutrition, how to create macros, okay, in the most simplest explanation as possible. So what you need, first of all, is if I'm doing macros for a client, I need 7 days of a food diary. Now, in these 7 days, it's not necessarily about changing what you're currently doing, but it's about looking at what's your average calorie consumption per day, right? So we look at 7 days, we add all 7 days up for calories. Okay, we take an average, divide that by 7 equals your maintenance, should be maintenance. Now, there are calculators online, which you can just jump online now, put in your age and your weight, and it will spit out a number for you and say that's your maintenance. The only problem with that is that it doesn't factor in how you're currently eating and what your current habits are. So whilst you should be at 2,000 calories for maintenance, reality is you're probably only consuming 1,200 calories a day, and that's why you're not losing weight.
Isn't that like a calorie deficit? Isn't that called?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that your body, based on your weight, your activity level, your age, your height, and all the rest of it, these are all a number of factors which go into calculating your maintenance. But we need to see how you're actually eating. So let's just say we compare like some calculator online versus your actual habits. And let's say your goal is fat loss, okay? But you're currently under eating. Under eating from a coaching perspective would be anything below 1,200 calories and below if you are around 65 kilos and over, okay? If you're in that 50 kilo mark and you're eating 1,300 calories a day, that's a healthy calorie deficit. And that's just off the top of my head. If you are 70 plus kilos and you're eating 1,200 calories a day, your body's not consuming enough calories to at least get your system running where it needs to be optimally to then be burning that body fat. All right. Now, I don't want to overwhelm you with that, but to help you understand, less isn't always more for certain individuals. Okay. It really just depends. So we first get our maintenance. Now, from our maintenance, a calorie deficit will also depend on a few things. So I'm going to pull up this little sheet here and show you what I actually use for my clients. This is my nutrition calendar calculator here. I think it's already open. Here we go. Okay. So if we're looking at a small deficit is for fat loss, 10%. Who would we give a small deficit to? All right, appropriate for already lean individuals or clients starting on low calorie intakes with a target rate of loss of 250 grams to 500 grams of body weight per week. So like I said, that 50 kilo mark person, already quite lean, maybe 60, 65 kilo, quite tight, already lean muscle. Probably that's more up my alley. I am tall, I'm 5'7", but I'm quite lean. So I can start at a small deficit and then go from there. So then what does that look like? So let's just say your maintenance came to, on average, 1,750 calories per week, okay? If we take away 10% from that there, this is how you work it out. You pull up your calculator. Where's my calculator? Here we go. So we go 1,750 times 0.10 equals 175. So we subtract 175 from 1,750, and that is your new calorie target for the day, 1575 at a 10% deficit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does make sense, but I just don't understand how a piece of chicken, like how many calories is a piece of chicken and a cucumber and stuff like that. That's what gets me all twisted.
Did you, after our conversation, did you go and watch MyFitnessPal, the tutorial
No,
setup?
I haven't done that yet.
All right, cool. So you need to do that.
Okay,
So scientists have spent years and years in labs working out, you know, how much protein is in a chicken breast versus a chicken thigh, how much fat's in a chicken thigh compared to a chicken breast. Okay. And then MyFitnessPal simplifies all of that. And that's what's amazing about it. Now, how do we go about choosing the right sort of, because like you can type in chicken breast and you'll get a list like this on MyFitnessPal. The tutorial then explains which option is going to be the best to choose from that list. And this is why if I put stuff in the group, got to watch it, okay? Because I'm not the creator of the app and I'm not going to sit there trying to break it all down when you can absorb it all inside of 10 minutes and you'll know exactly where you need to be, yeah?
Fair enough.
Okay, so we start with this new deficit here. Now, I say to you, let's go for 1 week. Let's see how you go. Okay. Your average daily, then you start to, you know, you try to get your feel for the calories. One day you're at 1,100 calories. The next day you're at 1,400. The next day you're at 1,700. The next day you're at 1,300, but you're not at 1,500. I would keep these calories the same until you can consistently hit this either way with no less than 100 calories each way. Okay. Consistently before we change anything. So if you're no good at hitting this, we're like, well, we don't know if your results, we can't judge it because you're not doing this consistently. Okay, so it makes sense.
So are you saying, so like if you fast for an entire day and you've only drank water, you're obviously not consuming any calories, is that right?
Yeah. So this is not about fasting. This is about feeding. All right. We're not going to talk about fasting. We can do a fasting topic and its benefits and stuff like that. But now we're looking at, for most of you, I guarantee you're all under eating. You're going to have to start to eat more food to burn calories and tone and get the physique that you like. Okay. With protein, how do we work out protein? So you can start with 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. Most people are well and truly under eating protein. So I'll use me as an example. I think, and don't quote me, I might be sitting at about 67 kilos at the moment. So 67 times 2 is what, 134? 134, I think. It's about 134 grams of protein per day that I need to consume. Now, there are 4 calories per gram of protein. So we need to subtract those calories from this here to then work out our fats and then our carbs. So I'm just going to show you on the calculator. So 134 times 4 equals 536 calories. 36 calories. All right, and there's 4 calories per gram of protein. We then look at fats, and we do carbohydrates last. Fats. We can go as low as 0.6 or 1 gram per kilo of body fat. I always do 0.8. So I always fall in the middle. 0.8 times 68 kilos will tell me how many grams of fats I should be consuming a day. So we'll go 0.8 times 68 equals 54.4. Can round it out to about 54. All right. So 54 grams of fats. Now, fats will consist of things like your cooking oils, your avocados, your nuts, the egg yolk in any eggs that you might be consuming. So also be mindful that if you are going to use MyFitnessPal, you need to factor in your cooking oils because this here will bank up pretty quick. Okay. Now, how do we keep this low when this number is pretty low? Either use a cooking spray, or you can use lemon juice to cook your foods and stuff in, or bake stuff. But when you're baking, you're still going to use either like a cooking spray to coat things and what have you. So yeah, and just remember that, you know, these numbers don't have to be forever. It can look at, you know, getting you to where you need to be. Okay, and then when you're really happy with just maintaining, you can just eat healthy, not track, not have to worry about it. So, okay, now there are 9 calories. This is where fats get a little bit dangerous. 9 calories per gram of fat, which means we do 54 times 9 will tell us how many calories there are. 4 times 9 equals 486 calories. All right. So for carbs, now it's easy. We've got it. So all we do is we add 536 plus 486. So 536 plus 486 equals 1,022. We subtract that from that. So 1575 minus 1022 equals, we've got 553 calories remaining. Remaining. So, like protein, there are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. Okay, calories per gram of carbs. So what we do is we go 553 divided by 4. Means our carb target is 138. So we just round it out to a whole number, 138 grams. And there's our macros. Okay. So we've got 1575 at a 10% deficit off your maintenance. We're starting at 134 grams of protein. Fats at 54, carbs are 138. So now, this is where as a coach, I've got to look at, again, but what if you couldn't even hit like 70 grams of protein? I would drop this number a little bit back, and I would probably say, instead of going 2 times 6.7, we are allowed to drop that back to as little as 1.6 so that it can be a more realistic target for you, so that we can gradually get you to eating that protein target. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't expect you to be able to just do this overnight. All right. It doesn't work that way. So let's change that number now. 1.6 times 67 calories. Oh, sorry, that should be 68 because that's 68 there. So my apologies. So we'll go 1.6 times, reset that, 1.6 times 68 equals 108 grams. So that comes back significantly. I'll just change that there. 108. So that's not too bad. So let's just say you were only consuming on average 78, 80 grams of protein a day, and then you've only got to add an extra 20 grams. It's a lot easier than having to jump up so much. All right. Then when you can consistently start to hit these numbers, we look at your results. We look at your measurements. We look at all these things. Now, when you're doing online coaching with me, we go into detail with this stuff. We look at your measurements. We look at your scale weight every week. We look at what supplementation you're taking. How's your sleep? How's your digestion? What did you train for the week? What's your frequency of training? How is that impacting everything else in life, etc. Okay. So that is your macros in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions around that?
No.
Is that fairly straightforward?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you are confused by this, I'm just going to stop the screen share. Go back and watch this, please. All right. Go and watch that MyFitnessPal app explanation in the Facebook group. Just scroll down a bit and you'll see it there. It's one of the first things I posted. Go back and watch this. Really wrap your head around it, because if you can control the variables in your nutrition, you can change your whole physique. Now, if mindset is an issue for you girls, all right, we can do some mindset stuff over the 90-day challenge. Okay. And we can look at, I guess, because everyone who's everyone has hang-ups with nutrition, just about anyone, whether it's small, large, I don't have time, less is more, if I just starve myself, I'll lose weight, or I'm not hungry, or this is what I've always done. Well, it's like what you've always done clearly isn't working. So we need to change something. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So next week, do we go into a mindset topic?
You want it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's cover
let's
something
do it.
next week. I am happy to go a bit earlier than 10 o'clock if you girls are. I'm happy to go, so 9 a.m. Queensland time, which is 10 a.m. Sydney, Melbourne. But Margie, where are you again? You're New South Wales, aren't you?
No, I'm Horsham, Victoria.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you're on Sydney's time zone.
Town.
Yeah, beautiful. So you're
I'm
about
the same as Melbourne. Yeah. So good.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. Fabulous. What we'll do is we'll leave that there for now then. Go away and do your homework. And
yes.
in for next week, I'll send you guys another invite for next week. And that's it. So kick ass, do well, go back, use those training programs, Margie. You're going to be in the gym, take one of my dumbbell programs. Nat, what's that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all good. Yep. So Nat, if you can use the body weight program, get stuck into that at home. I know you're busy with the kids and stuff like that, but you're in this challenge. You've got to be invested somehow, make it work for you. All right.
Yeah.
Look at scheduling. We'll talk about scheduling as well and how we can help prioritize this challenge around your lifestyle. With you, Steph, I mean, you're doing pretty well so far. So you're going to classes, you've already lost a little bit of weight. With you, if anything, I just want you to, just track your food, because I want to see kind of on average where you're at. Yeah, and that's it. But thanks for showing up. And that's what this is about. It's about just getting 1% better. I don't expect you to be perfect. It takes 90 days to actually change a habit. So if you can commit to this for 90 days, it's only the start of what you can achieve beyond that. So thank you. And I'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
All right, girls.
Have a good day.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.